Hey, this is the Other On Cinema podcast, the podcast in which myself, Ramsey, an On Cinema superfan, watches through On Cinema with Caleb, who has never watched through the show before. Today, we are going to be talking about Oscer Special 3, but before we get into that, Caleb, how are you doing? How is Boise? How was the wedding?
Oh, yeah, we never talked about it on air, but yeah, personally not a fan of Boise. My cousin is getting married, got married. I was there at the wedding. He's 22, so pretty young, and they were dating for like maybe a year, so pretty quick escalation there. We'll see what happens. I haven't made any wagers yet, but me and his brother, my other cousin, we have some concerns there, but, you know, they're young.
Yeah, it sounds like they're going to get divorced young.
Well, hey, you know, sometimes people...
Did they meet in college?
Oh, no. My cousin was going to college at the time, but no, they met at swing dance classes.
I take that back. They're going to be unhappily married for 40 years.
They seem happy right now, so maybe...
Are they Mormon?
They're not Mormon, but Idaho is way more Mormon than I realized.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah.
I mean, it's just north of Nevada.
Yeah.
And Utah.
I didn't think about it, you know, because why would I think about Idaho, you know, other than when I'm being forced to go there? I mean, they had some sick moves because they're both, you know, they both have experience dancing, so that was cool to see. That area of the country lit on fire, and a bunch of homes have been deleted now. And yeah, we were breathing in all those homes as they, you know, entered the atmosphere, because it was like an AQI of like 200 to 300 every day, and you could barely see 20 feet in front of you. And my dad, he would go outside, sit on the porch outside, he'd be like, oh man, this is so nice. It's like being out camping next to the campfire. I didn't think that was an appropriate approach to the scenario. I think that my dad might be in denial about the global environmental catastrophes that continue to happen and escalate.
Has your dad ever, like, experienced wildfire smoke before?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird response. And we don't have to get into that. But yeah, the wildfire, pretty much every part of the Pacific Northwest that is not the Seattle greater area peninsula is on fire right now, including my hometown, which is a bummer.
Slightly different note. While there, we went to, like, apparently there's like this, it was like this, the fancy, nice Italian restaurant that everyone goes to is packed, and everyone's like dressing up going to it. The day before the wedding, we went, and like, bro, that food was so salty. It was crazy. It was not very good. I feel like I'm just going to be making enemies constantly on this podcast, maybe. But like...
We actually did get our first comment on Spotify from a listener.
Okay.
Which it was a polite comment. They were actually correcting us 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
You remember when we were debating?
Yeah.
When President...
No. Not
that. Not that. When President Davidson says, I want you to go to blank and kill every Iranian you see. I said
China.
Iran.
Oh,
you said
Iran.
China,
Okay.
which doesn't make any sense.
No. No.
But apparently it's Tehran, which is the
yes.
capital of Iran, which makes sense. So, listener, thank you for correcting us.
Yes, and it seems Tim Heidecker was more educated on the conflicts in the Middle East than us. I think people away from the coastal, landlocked people kind of are forced to eat like lots of salty food because it's all got to be like preserved because they're in like food deserts and stuff.
My theory too is they also just don't know how to make vegan food.
Oh, well, that's true.
Yeah, they're just like, pour more salt on it. That gives it flavor.
Yeah. I mean, I will.
Which is weird because Italian food, I feel like, is actually one of the easier foods to like do vegan.
Yeah, it's just noodles.
Yeah,
some sauce, and I usually do like I'll like fried tofu, like
put some pine nuts in there.
I did get, yeah, I had the thing is, if it was less salty, it would have been really good, actually. But it was so salty. I don't know, because we got Taco Time over here in Seattle, and it's good and fresh-ish, as fresh as you're going to get with like a fast food, fast casual place. But you go to like Eastern Washington, and like they have Taco Time, but it's different. It's all, again, like super salty.
I've never had a good
dairy
experience at Taco Time.
Even in this area?
Yeah.
This
I
region?
don't like Taco Time.
Them's fighting words, but I'm vegan now, and so I don't really go to Taco Time. And also, I don't really go to fast food restaurants because they cost the same as good restaurants. And so nowadays, so I just go to good restaurants instead. Yeah, I haven't been to Taco Time in probably at least 3 years. So I don't have the fight in me now, but.
Anyway, this is the other On Cinema podcast, the podcast in which we talk about Taco Time, and also Caleb and I are kind of low energy today.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
One last thing, I saw the giant eye. It's not the world's largest eye. It's not even the
No, I said it was Idaho's largest eye.
Yes, it's Idaho's largest eye.
I never said that was impressive. I just said it was there.
They must know how lame that sounds.
So you got to spend a little bit of time in Boise.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a comic book shop like just a couple of blocks away from there. That's pretty cool.
Okay. We went to Goodwill there, and I actually got some nice art for my apartment.
Nice.
And it was a good Goodwill. They had good stuff at this Goodwill. Whereas like in this area, if you go to the thrift store, it's slim pickings.
Yeah, everybody thrifts in Seattle, so it's hard to find good stuff where you go to smaller towns.
Boise has a lot of people, actually, but it's really flat and boring and on fire.
To the person who sold me the Final Fantasy Magic: The Gathering boosters about a month ago in Boise, thank you.
Hell yeah.
All right, so Oscer Special 3. So off the bat, before we get into it, how do you feel about this one compared to Oscer Special 2?
This one felt, more confident. I mean, it kicks right off with a marching band playing the loop of the Oscar Fever song. I really appreciated the fact that they did it for real because, well, here, spoilers for Severance Season 2. So maybe skip ahead.
Spoilers.
Very minor spoilers. So maybe skip ahead a minute or two if you really don't want anything at all spoiled. Because like in that show, towards the end of the second season, they have a marching band play indoors. And I was like, what the fuck is this? This is one of my few complaints I had about that season was like the marching band playing inside an office. Cause it was just like, bro, every single person in there is now deaf. You have to scream over each other to hear anything. And like, I'd be like fighting the people playing. Yeah, that's
the most unrealistic part of Severance.
Yeah, my suspension of disbelief was completely ruined, specifically of that scene. Not everything else.
Speaking of Severance, I saw the new Spider-Man movie last week.
Was it good?
It was good.
Okay.
I feel like I'm actually a bit more mixed on it than most people.
Okay.
I will still say that it was pretty good. I think it is the best looking.
It looked really good.
Yeah. It's the best looking superhero movie I've seen since like The Batman. So yeah, no, it was pretty good. Anyway, I bring that up because the actor who plays Melchek in Severance is also in the movie playing the same character.
Oh, but yeah, it was a little bit cathartic for me to see a marching band come in and play indoors and to see Tim have to scream at the top of his lungs to be heard. You can just hear just how oppressively loud even just like a 5-person marching band is indoors.
Yeah, seriously, Jesus. But yeah, that was my first note was we get Tim coming out with a marching band. He is just screaming Oscar Fever.
Yeah.
He's twirling and it sort of seems like he's on like uppers or something, like he's on coke or Molly or something.
Yeah, he's got more spring in his step, more energy, a little more forcefulness just off the bat.
One of the first things that Tim announces is that Mike Huckabee will be joining them later. So, Caleb, how much do you know about Mike Huckabee?
I was like, oh yeah, that person existed. Is he still around?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's the ambassador to Israel.
What the heck? What?
Which is why I wanted
That's
to talk about this.
crazy.
Because Mike Huckabee is batshit insane.
I did not know that.
And I thought it was interesting that they were even talking about Mike Huckabee in this particular Oscar special, because I don't think he was particularly relevant around this time. I knew Mike Huckabee growing up because he was running for president in 2000, the Barack Obama, John McCain election. And he was kind of running as like a reasonable, nice guy Republican. But as I got older, I learned more about Mike Huckabee, and he's just like a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, I just always assumed he was a boilerplate, right-wing grifter.
No. So there's a reason why he is the ambassador to Israel. I forget the name of it, but he's a part of the subsect of Christianity that believes that there will be an apocalypse in our lifetime that will come in conjunction with the second coming of God, which will be because Jerusalem Israel specifically has risen again. He has also been really supportive of the Quiverful movement. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's basically a Christian cult. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Duggar family, but they were part of that. Bunch of rape and incest in there. But yeah, Mike Huckabee sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that, but geez. Yeah, I think my parents are not directly like a part of that cult, but they're, at least at some point in our lives, they were Pentecostal or went to a Pentecostal church.
Well, yeah, Pentecostal can mean a lot of different things. Mike Huckabee is Pentecostal. They're not all part of that particular movement.
My parents would bring us to see like Left Behind, that movie.
Okay, yeah.
Which is about exactly that kind of imagined apocalypse.
So you grew up Pentecostal? I didn't know that.
Yeah. There weren't snakes, but there were people speaking gibberish and saying that it was some sort of divine speech that I don't know. I don't know what the significance is of speaking in tongues, but they seem to really, really care about it.
Yeah, I grew up Presbyterian, which was the cool type of Christian. JK, it's that's like, what if you had Christianity but added more bureaucracy to it?
Oh, huh. Yeah. Rules. I mean, I had no idea Mike Huckabee was still around. I do remember seeing Mike Huckabee play bass, but I think it was either Tim Heidecker or like Ethan Klein back in the day around this time. Ethan Klein from H3 was like making fun of it. People on YouTube, I think, it might have even been like Vic Berger. But yeah, back in the day, people were like making fun of the fact that Mike Huckabee plays bass and like he's like in a suit and looks weird. Like he's got like a barrel chest kind of body like Elon Musk, and he's playing bass, and it just is an odd image with a suit and tie. It's just very bizarre imagery.
Yeah, like he should be in Cheap Trick or something.
Yeah.
So Greg comes on, and he's baked a wondrous cake, which he immediately drops.
Yeah, he wasted no time in fumbling it.
And then I believe Tim calls Greg the he calls Greg on Cinema's uncle, and I think Greg mutters, or a brother. Because at this point, yeah, chronologically, we're just after episode 3, so Tim and Greg are still on pretty good terms.
Pretty much around this time, Tim tells Greg that he loves him, and I thought it was very sweet.
Yeah, and after this, Tim holds Greg's hand to start things off with a prayer. Greg looks disturbed by this. I just have to assume Greg isn't religious. They never really say one way or the other, but he always seems very uncomfortable every time that Tim brings anything religious up.
And this is why another reason why I love and very much relate to Greg, because that's how I feel when people pray around me or hold my hand and force me to participate in it to that degree.
Yeah, and then Greg says he is promising his finale is going to make international headlines.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if his finale was real, it would make international headlines.
Wait, what? What finale? Oh, if Mike Huckabee played, or what finale? What finale? What are you talking about?
James Dean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a very good finale. There's not a very good reveal, but
I think it's pretty good. I'm a fan.
It wasn't good. You forgot.
I mean, I didn't forget. I just was like, wait, what? Yeah, I guess I thought you said Tim. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
We're both sleepy.
Yeah, I stayed up late cleaning every square inch of my kitchen area in my apartment because I saw a bug in there and I couldn't tell if it was a cockroach or not. And I'm just like, that's not acceptable.
This is the On Cinema. Yeah. This is the other On Cinema podcast, the podcast in which your hosts are very sleepy most of the time.
Two old men falling asleep while talking about the driest show
we
of all time.
Have no excuse. The guys on the Funny are much older than us, and
they are.
Always sound so energetic.
Wait, actually,
yeah,
I've never listened to the podcast. So.
Yeah, they're much older than us. Anyway, so Tim is drinking organic champagne, which he believes means it's non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
And he immediately just chugs a glass of it because it's organic.
It's organic.
And I think he also says he's been drinking Mucinex, which makes sense because I believe Mucinex has ephedrine in it, which is the precursor to meth.
Oh.
Which would explain why he's so amped.
Yeah, I had to stop taking Sudafed because it was too methy for me all of a sudden. Totally can see why that would hype him up so much.
This is the last year that we're going to have a Hobbit movie during the Oscar specials. And of course, Greg claims, the third Hobbit movie is going to win Best Picture. He also claims that the Oscars should be a monthly award.
I'm going to say, I think that the Oscars kind of lose their significance if they happen every month. I'm just going to throw that out there.
They go on a commercial break, and for me, this is where I think Oscer Special 3 is stronger than the second one, because the second one, it started off strong, but then really kind of went off the rails. But this one, I won't say it's their best one. By and far, it's not, but it's a lot better. But they come back from the commercial break, and Tim is really angry, but he's not angry at Greg, which he makes a point of saying. And then he says, I am regretting to praying to God that this show will go well because it bit me in the ass. And then he rips off his cross necklace and screams, "Fuck God."
That was definitely one of my favorite parts.
It took so little to denounce God.
Yeah, Tim's convictions are so fragile. It makes for great television. Fuck God is hilarious.
Oh, I forgot to mention Tim's getup. He's wearing a blazer with a Decker poorly screen printed shirt. And so we get another segment with Greg at the Dolby Theater.
Yeah. This one was kind of meandering.
Well, this is literally the same exact thing they did at the last one, but the audio and video quality is much, much worse.
Yeah. And also how Greg is explaining things and what they are filming doesn't make as much sense and is more awkward as well. So it's just worse in every way than the previous one that they did that already wasn't great.
Greg's always kind of digressing as a person.
He's
except that one time you got a microwave.
He's got a backrooms kind of brain.
And I noticed they're flashing a lot of pictures of Neil Patrick Harris. I have to assume he's hosting this year.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
But yeah, then we get the On Cinema Movie Awards, which is hosted by Kim Delgado, who I found very strange because I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Apparently he was in the Big Bad Beetleborgs. I don't know if you ever watched that growing up. I did watch that.
I'm pretty sure I watched it at some point.
The Big Bad Beetleborgs was a Power Rangers ripoff.
Oh, yeah.
In the late 90s.
I watched it. I definitely watched that.
Yeah, they were all bugs.
Yeah.
Apparently he was in it. And like, so when Greg goes up there, he like goes into Greg for like a kiss.
Yeah. Kim is like trying to kiss the dudes that come up.
I don't know what was going on with this guy. This was one of the more confusing segments they've done.
I'm curious. I'm like, was that just Kim? Is this guy just weird like that, or are they like telling him to be weird like that?
My sense is that I think he is in on the joke and he's trying to be funny, which doesn't work.
Yes, it doesn't work. That's the most likely.
Yeah. When you got like Joe or John Aprea, they know they don't have to try to be funny. Just them existing in this universe is funny. But
exactly.
Yeah, I feel like Kim Delgado was like trying to ham it up a little bit.
I mean, it is its own kind of funny, but it's not funny in the way that he thinks it is.
It didn't totally not work for me because he seemed really out of place and weird.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we did talk about Tim getting pissed at the production out of nowhere. And then he's determined to get drunk. Mark Proksch was screwing up the announcement of the first Poppy Award. Kim.
Yeah, they're called the Poppies. I forgot about that.
Well, they were called the Poppies, and then the name changes to the Cinnies. Like the second time that they talk about them. Tim was talking about all these terrorists like Charlie Hebdo raining terror on us. Which that was the first thing that made me bust out laughing. Have we covered or have we gone past the segment where they start talking about if ISIS decided to target the Oscars, then James Bond never being nominated would be a blessing because the filmmakers would be spared?
I don't know. I didn't catch that line, but that's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah. Because obviously Tim was talking. Tim has always had some apocalyptic mindset, especially when it comes to the Oscar specials because they're big events where a lot of people are congregating.
Let's back up.
Yeah.
So we get Mark's Mo Howard impression.
Yes.
Yeah, we get magical Mark Proksch back doing his impression of Mo from the Three Stooges, which sounds a whole lot like his W. Fields impression. And
yes.
he ends the whole segment with saying, "I died in 1975."
Famous Mo line.
That's what he said when he died. But yeah, Greg does an on location, which is at Middle Earth, which is just him standing in front of a map of Middle Earth and stills of the Shire.
So he wasn't on location. He was on a representation of a representation of the location.
On location, on representation.
Yes. And he says that Middle Earth is where Bilbo Baggins did his magical tricks.
And what are his magical tricks?
He does no such thing.
He dances around. He takes his ring on and off over and over and over again.
I guess that's a magical trick, yeah. Ring goes on, ring goes off. Ring goes on, ring goes off.
Though I guess he doesn't have the ring at this point in the story.
No, but yeah, and also I think it's Greg who says that both Peter Jackson's... Oh, no, it's one of the trivia questions, right? Both Peter Jackson's parents died during Lord of the Rings filming. And they also show a previs Hugo Weaving holding an elf lady. Very, very smooth Hugo Weaving.
So Tim announces that Mike H. will not be showing up. And he denounces Mike Huckabee.
Oh no.
I have to say, during this whole thing, they keep flashing pictures of Mike Huckabee playing the bass, which are all very goofy.
Yeah.
Because he just has the dorkiest bass rig. As a bass player, I gotta say, he's got a pretty dorky bass rig.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't pay super. I was more just taken aback by just the imagery itself of just that man.
He's the type of guy
holding a bass.
He's the type of guy that has a 5-string bass and absolutely has no reason to have a 5-string bass.
Yeah,
you're not Les Claypool. Come on.
I guess my question is, why the fuck did Mike Huckabee stand Tim up? He's fucked now.
I just have to suspect that they never talked in the first place, but that's just my impression. I could be wrong.
I mean, I'm sure that Tim reached out. Just why didn't Mike Huckabee reach back?
Well, Tim doesn't have enough children. That's why.
True. And they aren't fucking each other enough. The ones he does have.
So moving on. So Tim sings a song to Ayaka because at this point, we're still early in season 3. He's trying to get Ayaka back, and the beginning of it, it's not terrible. It's actually kind of sweet, though. It's interrupted by the fact that a bunch of people are calling him. Yeah, this is a thing they do in several Oscar specials where they'll actually give out a real phone number.
That's what it looked like happened.
Like people will call in.
Yeah, it looked like they legitimately did put that number there, knowing exactly what the bit would be.
Yeah.
It's just funny that literally every single person calls and it's just like, this is Ayaka, and it's just like a dude. No one tried to pretend to be Ayaka, actually.
Well, that would be
racist.
I was going to say cringe, but... All right, so I'm just going to skip a little bit ahead. So we get Peyton Reed, director of Yes Man and Ant-Man, the director of the Man movies.
Yes, this is a very manly man, Peyton.
But it starts with Greg introducing his new segment, which is called On Cinema, On Directors, which, he brings Peyton Reed out, the director of Ant-Man, which Greg is in, we'll learn, and also Tim, the director of Decker.
Yeah, they're both working directors, with well-regarded portfolios.
Peyton Reed, I think he plays his part well in this. He gets the joke. He's playing it straight. Yep. I really do like the bit where he's like praising Tim for secretly filming Greg. He's just like, yeah, that was like a really creative and interesting directorial choice.
Yes.
Even Peyton kind of like shits on Greg a little bit because this is the point where he brings up his like vote-in.
Yes.
Best director vote-in theory or best picture. Vote-in theory.
I thought
Peyton Reed's like, no, that's not how it works.
I thought it was funny because I felt like at first they're like, oh, he's bringing Peyton Reed on like a real director to then like have like payback against Tim. Like, oh man, you had I forget who the producer was that he had on to that basically
Larry Turman.
I thought that was payback for Tim bringing Larry Turman on, which maybe it was in a way, but then it just like totally goes the opposite way where Peyton is just kind of telling Greg like in no uncertain terms that his theory about write-in voting has no legs at all.
And Peyton Reed even says that like he cast Greg in Ant-Man because of his spectacular performance and direction in Decker. And he also calls his character both Kington and Kingston.
I didn't notice that he was flipping it.
But anyway, Tim predictably is super pissed off and storms off the set. So we get back from the break and Greg's not there anymore. Tim says he was set up by Greg and he says the first half of the show was a huge disaster. And Tim makes a promise to Peyton Reed that he will never get a bag of popcorn. Spoilers, he does.
Does he forget his grudge, or does he just not even pay attention to the fact that it's that director?
We'll see, Caleb.
Okay.
We'll see. Then moving forward, we get the Joe Estevez Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yes, and they have an endless abyss, an endless pit of bizarre Joe Estevez clips to pull because of the sheer impossible to comprehend volume of movies he has been in.
Yeah, and I think this is another Vic Berger edit we get.
Ooh,
yeah.
Surprise Vic Berger edit.
I mean,
okay.
Vic Berger always has a compilation in all the Oscar specials.
I didn't realize that. I think you even told me.
Last Oscar special we got a Vic Berg.
That was a Vic Berg. This is a Vic Berg.
This is a Vic Berg.
Fantastic.
I just wanted to point out that apparently Joe was in a movie called Autism and Cake.
Cool. One of those things I like, the other I'm neutral on. I'll let the listeners decide which. I just want to say that the baseball...
I'm on the cake spectrum.
I'm on the cake spectrum. One of those might be a problem. The other, not so much. The baseball clips are killing me in the edit. Those are my favorite.
That's where he's like yelling at his son or something.
Just the way it's shot and edited is so bizarre. Joe is trying to get more work through Peyton while he's receiving his award, as if he's not getting enough work already.
Yeah. So yeah, we get another break. We come back. When we come back, Tim is pouring champagne for both him and Greg, and as he's talking, he has champagne just dripping out both sides of his mouth, which I thought was a good detail.
That is a great detail. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get Chaplin's chili. Yeah, Greg says Chaplin. Well, Greg asks if their chili recipe is Charlie Chaplin's original recipe, and then Tim drunkenly forces Mark into a Charlie Chaplin outfit while he's eating chili.
Yeah. The chili guy giving his spiel while Mark gets yelled and dances like Chaplin is particularly like chaotic and kind of unsettling. Yeah, it's like that film Playtime where there's a bunch of stuff happening on screen all at once.
Yeah, so we get Mark doing his Larry segment from the Three Stooges. And I think this is the most fucked up we've seen Tim during this segment. It's just Mark bringing up when the Three Stooges died over and over again, and he's mostly talking about Larry's personal life without doing the impression, and it just goes on for so long.
It does, and I was terrified the whole time that Tim was going to straight up harm Mark, because Mark is doing Three Stooges, and that's what they do, is they hurt each other.
Yeah. In this one, it's Tim's not as menacing in this one because he's not just like outwardly as angry. There's something almost a little bit more scary about him because, like he's more fucked up than he was last Oscar special. And like, drop of a dime.
Yeah.
Things, the worm could turn. Well, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim's phone won't stop ringing because he's getting calls about Ayaka, and Greg solves the problem by burying his phone in the popcorn machine.
Yeah.
Which will muffle the sound. Tim just fishes the phone out of the popcorn, and then Greg says the amazing line, just put it inside of the fridge. Those are childproof, and that is why children die inside of them every year.
I don't remember that line. Oh my gosh. Do children die in fridges? I can imagine.
Probably at least one or two.
Yeah. Has to happen to have happened. I always get worried about like cats jumping in the fridges and getting trapped in there. It's cold in there.
I get worried about that with Goliath.
Yeah. He seems a little big to get stuck in there.
He is really quiet, though. One time
Yeah.
I accidentally locked him out in the backyard, and I didn't realize for 90 minutes because
Oh,
I felt so bad because he wasn't making any noise. And he was just sitting out by the back door. And then I was like, where is Goliath? And
I
then
feel
I
like-
opened the back door and he was just sitting there, like looking at me.
I feel. Was it cold or anything? Or
No,
it
this
was-
it wasn't cold.
I feel like Goliath kind of reminds me a bit because the pictures that you've been showing me and what you're telling me, where he's just sort of standing there, with his head inside a cabinet. There's a little bit of like a pet tarantula kind of vibe where it's like literally it's just waiting for a bug and it's just sitting there for hours and hours not moving, just standing there. Like Goliath just does that, I guess. He just will stand there. I feel like it's like a lack of perception. Like he doesn't know quite where he is,
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Have they brought up the similarian?
Well, that was my next note.
Okay.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Greg brings up his theory that Peter Jackson is planning 100 movies based on the Silmarillion. And then Greg just starts reading from the Silmarillion, and Tim starts to pass out because he's fucked up.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't even start. He just like immediate. It's like a light switch goes. He's just. Greg starts reading from it, and then it just cuts to a wide shot, and Tim's just.
Yeah, that's what I need to help me cure my insomnia is just get Greg to start reading me the Silmarillion every night.
Yes, for real. It's like Joe Pera reads you to sleep, but Greg reads you the Silmarillion to sleep.
Tim wins a Poppy for Best Director. He's too passed out to receive it, so Greg does. Tim, he tries to perform another live version of Oscar Fever on the bass, but he's too fucked up at this point. And he says, "Fuck you, Mike Huckabee, you ruined my night." And then also says, "I got the Oscar fever. I got diarrhea from that Chaplin's chili shit." Tim always hates Chaplin's chili.
Oh, well, so like they'll be back, or?
Oh yeah, Hank's gonna be back.
Oh, heck yeah.
We love Hank.
I've got some notes about that leading up to "Fuck You, Mike Huckabee, you ruined my night." When they were doing the song previously where Mike Huckabee was supposed to play bass, it sounded like a song that really needed bass. Like it sounded like, oh wow, this would be like a funky tune if there was some bass in it.
I can't imagine Mike Huckabee plays funky bass lines. He seems like a type of bass player.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen like Ben Shapiro play a violin?
I could see Ben Shapiro being good at violin. I'm just saying, I don't think Mike Huckabee knows how to do. I don't know if he knows how to play in the pocket.
I'm pressing X to doubt on that. I also just wanted to make sure to give Kim Delgado his flowers. He was very grateful for $100 of chili that he had to get in one trip, which is very professional of him.
Thank you, Kim.
And also, Tim again suggests that Charlie Hebdo might attack, and it breaks someone behind the scenes, as it would if I was there hearing that. Okay, so the call me Ayaka and then the phone numbers under it, that text over footage of Mike Huckabee playing bass, I consider that another of those shots where it's like, this is modern art. This is
pretty good.
Beautiful. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, no, that's my last note before the big reveal. International news making.
Yeah, so we get Greg's international news making reveal in which he brings out his big mystery guest, who is none other than James Dean, who is not dead and is a weird old man who faked his own death.
Yeah. I mean, he's just tired of the Hollywood life.
I watched this about a month before we recorded this, so I can't remember what happened. But even James Dean made fun of Mark at some point.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What did you say to Mark? I don't know.
I didn't write it down. That's my bad. But yeah, I know that Mark, he does like a combined all the Three Stooges at once
At the end,
and it's fucking cursed as fuck.
Well, it's got that.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's something I wanted to know. So, yeah, Tim starts screaming at James Dean, and James Dean calls Tim a son of a bitch and that he's going to be a dead man soon. But, yeah, we close out with Mark doing all three of the Stooges at the end with that.
Okay, so I just have one quote. I mean, I'm kind of paraphrasing, but when James Dean gets asked how he faked his own death, well, it was a car accident, and I laid very still.
I didn't even catch that.
I guess it's just that easy to fake your own death.
Yep.
I like that Greg is genuinely convinced that that is James Dean.
You don't think that's James Dean?
I am not convinced.
What if I told you canonically that is James Dean?
Wait. In the show, that's going to be...
That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, that would be incredible.
But yeah, so that was Oscar 3. What'd you feel about Oscar 3, Caleb?
It was still like... I mean, I'm assuming all the Oscars specials are going to be chaotic, obviously. It felt like there was less... I mean, I liked it more than Oscar Special 2. I'll say that much. Oscar Special 3, yeah, it felt like it was like coming into its own for real, that the production value was higher and the bits per minute ratio felt higher, and it made me feel a little less upset for real.
Yeah, because Oscar Special 1 makes you feel upset, but it feels like more on purpose. But
yeah, it felt like it was falling apart more on purpose versus
where
like
2 actually felt like it was
falling apart.
kind of actually falling apart.
Yeah.
Oscar Special 3, it's not my favorite, but I definitely think it's an improvement upon 2. And, I'm not going to lie, it does feel like a little lackluster coming off of just having done Protocol Hawaii, which is a masterpiece. But it's still very good. I said this last episode, but I feel like going on forward, the Oscar specials are just going to get better from here on out.
I do like that Tim created an award to give himself.
Again.
And not just, yes.
I can't remember. I don't think they do that going forward anymore.
And I think it was Greg who was like, felt like it was that the winners were being like, were receiving their awards illegitimately. Like, what's the criteria for these awards? Like, who's voting on these?
It's Tim.
I mean, yeah, it's just Tim giving himself awards. What's the term for that? Participation trophies. This was like them sort of seeing if they could kind of, it almost felt like, hey, we're doing the Oscar Special 2, but we're just going to like do it properly. And then I'm imagining that future Oscar specials are going to be a little more.
I mean, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even technically, it felt a lot smoother, like cleaner than the second one.
Okay, so like, is it because someone's doing the slideshow behind them? Is that Vic Berger or
no?
Doug Pound?
I forget the name of the person, but I listened to an interview with the director who said they have like a guy whose job is just doing that every Oscar special.
I would love to have that job. It'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
We didn't mention the really, really dark trivia transition like questions and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
it's hard. So on the YouTube edits of it, they're a lot funnier during the live versions of it because those go on for like 5 minutes at a time. The trivia questions.
Wait, so like it's kind of like a commercial break, and they'll have the trivia questions going on a loop for like 5 minutes.
Where the YouTube edits, they condense it down to like 20 seconds, but
Okay.
yeah, I didn't even make any notes about those. But yeah, those are always really, really funny.
Yeah, those are. It's funny because like some of them are just normal, but then like half of them are just like the darkest shit ever. Always great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish there were more like that because like you go to like movies, the movie theater, and if you're there too early, they'll be playing like a slideshow like that.
Newvie.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, Newvie.
Oh, Newvie. Ugh.
Newvie.
Ugh. Ugh. Positive. That's some Minions ass marketing mindset shit.
I heard the new Minions is good.
Really?
Heard it was gay.
Oh, it's gay?
Yeah, like in a good way. We got to go see the new Minions. Anyway, this is the Other On Cinema podcast. Thanks for listening, guys. We do have an Instagram. It's the Other On Cinema podcast on Instagram. If you search us and want to send us a DM telling us we should keep it about the movies. Until next time, next week, we're going to be doing season 7 of On Cinema, which I'm very, very excited to talk about because that is my favorite season of On Cinema. But until next time, do you have anything to talk us out with, Caleb?
Yeah, I just want to make sure everyone get caught up on your Minions and get caught up on your Despicable Me's because the new Minions is out and it's supposed to be good. And how else are you going to know what's going on in the movie? So make sure you get caught up on your Minions.
Fuck Rise of Gru.